Hello, fellow God's owners. This is, I'm going to do a little talk about UFO, one of my favorite subjects. Has been for a long time. As far as the UFO phenomenon, I do believe that there is a UFO phenomenon. Whether or not I believe that if it is beings from other solar systems, or are they people from our time with technologies, or are they people from the age before that has contorted and converted themselves to the state that they are now? That I don't really know, but and it's probably not that important. I do believe that the UFO phenomenon thing has been going way too long for it to be nothing to it. I believe that the more you look into it, the more truth and lies you're going to find, as in with anything. And I think a lot of times there is a bunch of lies that is created by design to hide certain truths. And I also believe that it's probably very important to the spiritual side of every God-seeking person. I think if you're a Christian, and if every time you hear the word UFO, you start looking into the investigations and the proofs and even the fakes with the not fakes, if you find yourself turning away from that, I think you're going to fall short. Because whether they are real or not, I think they're going to have much to do with the delusion that's coming our way. I think we're all being subconsciously trained to believe in them, whether we know it or not. I think it's in most all the movies now, almost all the sci-fi movies. We're kind of subconsciously taught that they are the creator of man. When I think of movies like 2000, The Knowing, those types of movies, at the end of most so many movies, I can't think of the titles of right now, but there's so many movies that want you to think that extraterrestrials are the creator. And I look at it this way, and I know a lot of people probably don't agree with this, but it's no longer important to me what hand did what function it had to do that man could be here on this earth. That's not important to me. These days, I'm of the firm belief that God is a spirit. I think God is a spirit in and without and around and permeated through this whole physical human existence, this human condition that we find ourselves in now. If God wanted to use what we consider to be extraterrestrials to take part in the plan of creation, it don't matter to me. It ain't my business what tools God uses. That being said, if a UFO type of being could try to tell me that he was the creator, I'm to the point now where I could look at him in the face and say, I don't think you are. I think it was the spirit within you that made you do everything you've ever done, as in that very spirit making you do what you do now. I think the biggest mistake that a flesh being can make is stop looking to that spirit as his guiding force and start saying, look at me, look what I did, instead of look what this spirit caused me to do, this spirit that I look to be as God that's within myself. It would have been very easy for Moses to look on his own hands, and as he was lifting them up out there in that water, getting people to follow him, giving them hope, and say, look at my hands, look at what I'm doing, look at all these big works that I'm giving to these people. I mean, it would have been easy for him to do that. And I think when he hit that rock, he smote it instead of allowing that rock to speak. I think that's exactly what happened with him. And I think with all teachers of God, I think Moses is pretty much a likeness for teachers of God's word and preachers. I think Moses is a likeness for that. I think it's very easy for a human being to do that. I think it would be very easy for an extraterrestrial to do the same exact thing. I think it's the spirit that makes man do what he does, good, the bad, and the evil. whether we know that or not. I think we're all spirit-driven. I think a flesh being is nothing more than a means for a physical thing to do a physical thing. It moves. I think the spirit needs a physical thing to move another physical thing. Bro, show the box turtle on the camera. Show me let me see the box turtle on the camera.
The young one.
She is young. Showed up after a long bike ride and has captured a fearless creature, obviously a UFO due to the disc shape.
One of them poked their head out the window.
Oh, he did?
Looked out.
One of them poked the head out
Bat
the
in the
window.
hatch.
Back to the topic at hand. I am gonna finish this video later. This is going to be part 1 of part 2. But I did want to stress that fact that I believe that all things in God's creation are controlled and governed by the Spirit of God. And when all things choose to go other than God as the Creator and start to looking into self as the Creator and the power that does all these works, to me, I think that's Satanism. I think it's exactly what Satanism is. Satan has had a problem with accepting that Spirit as being his guiding force, and he started to proclaim himself as being his own guiding force. I think every man, woman, and child today can easily do the same exact thing. I think that is the danger of Satanism. So anyway, this is part 1 of this series, which I'm probably going to do a few parts, because like I said, I find the topic interesting, and I'm going to end this for now as I have a little work to do back here in the barn. So God bless, and I'll see you next time.